Let's talk about kerosene pickles. Let's talk about Old Man Rimshaw. Let's talk about Barney's sidecar. It's always fun to hang out with y'all. A loaded goat is causing a stir from the panic he is creating. Come on in, take a seat. It's 2 chairs, no waiting. Sit a spell and tune right in. We are about to start the show. We have a lot to talk about with the folks that we all know. Opie and Ian, Otis Barn and the Darlings too. This will be amazing. It's 2 chairs, no waiting.
Episode number 866, Mayberry Days Trivia 2025, the qualifying round.
It's 2 chairs, no waiting. It's 2 chairs, no waiting. Let's start the show.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to 2 Chairs, No Waiting. I am the host, Allan Newsome, and it is awesome to have you here with me. I want to thank all of our executive producers who are a part of our Patreon family, but the executive producer in particular for tonight's episode is Mrs. Frankenstein. Mrs. Frankenstein, she's one of our members over on YouTube, and she is the executive producer. But I do want to thank all of our members over on YouTube, and as well as our Patreon patrons as well. You guys are what keeps the show going, and I really do appreciate that, and anybody else that gives. And if you can't afford to give in any way, that's fine. Share the podcast with friends and family and anybody you think might enjoy it, because it's amazing to me how few people even know there are Mayberry podcasts out there. A literal Facebook group about the Andy Griffith Show the other day posted a question. Hey, why didn't somebody start a Andy Griffith Show podcast? I was just like, oh my gosh, I've only been doing it for 17 years. By the way, folks, 17 years ago, I started the podcast back on October the 11th, and it has been 17 years, heading into my 18th year of podcasting. I didn't even mention it last month because there's been so much going on, but I want to thank everybody that's been sticking around all this time and watching episodes. Guys, there's 865 episodes before this one. Surely there's something out there you can enjoy and have fun with. And tonight, or today, whenever you're listening to this, it should be no difference, because Mayberry Days is always amazing as a fan. But this year's event in Mount Airy was the 36th annual Mayberry Days. And, of course, it lived up to expectations, as it always does. A highlight every year during Mayberry Days is the Super Bowl of Mayberry Trivia. And this episode, we're going to be going through the qualifying round questions and, of course, the answers for the 2025 World Championship of Mayberry Trivia. Now, folks don't understand what I'm talking about, but just to qualify to get on stage and be in the finals, you have to go through a qualifying round of, in this case, it was 16 questions this year. And we're going to go through all of those questions as well as the answers and see how you do, okay? I don't remember. I need to find out what the number was needed. Janet, if she is in our chat room, she will tell me because she was one short of qualifying to get on stage. It was something like, it was like 11 or something. It was 12. If you had 12, you made it. If you didn't get on. So if you're ready, pull out your paper and your pencil and all that kind of stuff, because you're going to have to keep all the information ready, because we're fixing to do the Mayberry Days Trivia. I'm going to play a little background trivial music just to make it sound better in the background a little bit, because there's a lot of talking in this episode. So let's head on over and check out the trivia for Mayberry Days qualifying round from 2025. Okay, so here we go, guys. 16 questions. Question number 1. Everybody's ready. Here you go. Lester Scobie and his family live in a house rented from Ben Weaver. What is his monthly rent? Okay. Oh, my goodness. All right, so you remember the episode. Lester Scobie and his family live in a house rented from Ben Weaver. What is his monthly rent? Okay, now folks in the chat rooms are starting to chime in with their answers. And it looks like some of them are getting it. So here we go. The answer to that question is $52.50. That's how much Lester Scobie and his family's rent was each month that he paid Ben Weaver. That's from the episode in season 1, episode number 28, Andy Forecloses. Andy Forecloses. $52.50 was the answer. All right, question number 2. Here we go. Opie befriends an 8-year-old runaway boy, George Tex Foley. Where is George from? Where is George Foley from? All right, so if it was during Mayberry Days, you would make your way down to the front in front of the stage where there would be 3 or sometimes 4 judges that you would whisper your answer to. And if you get it right, you get a sticker on your fan, because you have to buy a fan. I think it's $2, maybe $3. I don't remember what it costs. All right. And you would give your answer, and you'd have to stay up there until everybody had finished. And then we would give you the answer. Where was George Tex Foley from? The answer is Eastmont. He was from Eastmont. So that's from season 1, episode 4, called The Runaway Kid. Is Runaway Kid. It's not it's just Runaway Kid. So I went back and tried to make sure all the episode numbers and the name of the episode, all that stuff is correct. But I could get it wrong, so if I do, feel free to correct me. You can always email me at floyd@mayberry.com and tell me there's a correction I need to make. Question number 3. Ed Sawyer, a stranger in Mayberry, arouses the suspicions of town folks when he seems to know everybody. What was Ed's hotel room number? What was Ed's hotel room number? Oh my goodness, you should know this, right? Because he wanted it because it had just been freshly painted. I remember that. I don't remember the number. All right, Ed Sawyer was a stranger in Mayberry. He arouses suspicions of all the town folks when he seems to know everybody. He knows everyone. What was Ed's hotel room number? The number of Ed's hotel room is, pause if you don't want to hear it yet, you want to think about it, but here it comes. It was room 216. And of course, this is from season 1, episode 10, Stranger in Town. All right. How are you doing? We've had 3 questions so far. Several in our chat rooms have been getting it right. We'd love to have you join us in our chat rooms. You can join us on Monday nights when we record at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can join us at live.2chairsnowaiting.com, and there's also a YouTube channel, a Facebook channel. You can join there as well. But that is how you get with us. And you could also be playing along with everybody. We've got chat room folks all over the place having a good time and trying to answer these questions. All right, question number 4, if you're ready. Here we go. Ellen Brown stops in Mayberry while on her way to Nashville on the bus line. Ellen is mulling over a marriage proposal. Name the gentleman who proposed to Ellen. Ellen Brown. Okay. All right, I'll read it one more time so you got a chance here. Ellen Brown stops in Mayberry while on her way to Nashville on the bus line. Ellen is mulling over a marriage proposal. Name the gentleman who proposed to Ellen. The answer, and folks in our chat rooms are definitely getting this one correct. The answer is Pierre. Pierre is the answer. And that's from season 2, episode number 16, The Manicurist. Manicurist. I'm partial to that one. All right. Question number 5. I've only done 4. So are you 4 for 4 or like 1? Here comes question number 5. For the past 5 years, Barney has enjoyed living at the Mendelbright Park Apartments. What was Barney's weekly rent there at Mendelbright's? What was it? For the past 5 years, Barney has enjoyed living at the Mendelbright Park Apartments. What was Barney's weekly rent here? What was his rent? Okay, folks are thinking about it in our chat room. I don't see a lot of people jumping in too fast, but yep, I'm seeing folks getting this one. And I would have gotten this one because I remember the answer. It is $6 a week. And what do I get? Heartache. Nothing but heartache. That's what I would remember it right there. So it's $6 a week. And it is from season 4, episode number 10. The episode is called Up in Barney's Room. $6 a week. All right, number 6. Number 6. Annabelle Silby is the chairperson for the Underprivileged Children's Drive in Mayberry. Annabelle informs Andy that Opie has given only 3 cents, and Andy encourages Opie to give more. Opie explains to Andy that he cannot contribute more money because he's planning to spend his entire savings on a present for his girlfriend. How much were the savings that Opie was going to save? How much was Opie's entire savings? How much was it? How much was he going to squander? Okay, so how much was Opie going to squander his entire savings? How much was it on his girlfriend Charlotte? Hopefully I'm not giving away an answer. All right, so the answer is $2.20. $2.20 was his entire savings. I'm not sure anybody got, Emmett looks like he may have gotten that before the time ran out. But it's from episode 5 of season 1, Opie's Charity. Opie's Charity. Whew, that was a tough one. All right, number 7. The Founders Day in Mayberry, let me read it correctly. It's Founders Day in Mayberry, and the committee has decided that the first stranger who enters the city limits will be the, quote, guest of honor, end quote, for the day. Thomas A. Moody is chosen, but in actuality, what is his name? Oh, that's a tough one. So it's Founders Day. You remember that? And they're going to pick the guest of honors, first stranger that enters the city limits. Thomas A. Moody is chosen, but in actuality, what is his real name? What is his name? Oh my goodness. Folks in the chat room are getting this correct. The answer I would not have gotten is Sheldon Davis. His name was actually Sheldon Davis. That's from season 2, episode number 21, Guest of Honor. Oh, good job. Good job, people in our chat room, giving a hand here. I'm not sure who the first person was, but I see Cody got it. I also see Jeff got it, and the other people that I can't figure out what their names are. But good job. Good job there. All right. Next question, number 8. How are you doing? Are you doing okay? I mean, these are tough. Now, these are the questions you had to answer just to get on stage to compete for the championship. Remember that. All right. Number 8. When Barney was a young boy, he was smitten with a girl he met at an ice cream parlor. Barney loved raspberry snow cones and would offer his girl a bite, but she would bite off the end of the cone and suck out all of the syrup. Name this girl. I'm over it, though. All right, so when Barney was young, he had a girl he liked and met her, and he loved raspberry snow cones. But whenever he would offer her a bite, she would take it and bite the end off and suck out all the syrup. What was her name? All right, so the name of this girl who was sucking out all the raspberry syrup out of the snow cone, her name was Vicky Harms. Folks are definitely getting that one in the chat room. Good job, folks. That is from season 3, episode number 28. The episode's title is The Rivals. The Rivals. All right. So, wow. Vicky Harms. I stood on that street corner. There you go. All right, next. Number 9. Why was Andy 1 hour and 6 minutes late for his first meeting with the new mayor, Stoner? Why was Andy 1 hour and 6 minutes late for his first meeting with the new mayor, Stoner? Okay, this is a tough one. Folks are answering different ways. Don't know the answer myself, but the reason he was late, 1 hour and 6 minutes, when he was supposed to be meeting with Mayor Stoner, is he was fishing with Opie. And folks did get that correct in the chat rooms. Good job. Good job. So he was fishing with Opie. That's season 3, episode 3. And it's called Andy and the New Mayor. Okay. All right. Number 10. There's 16 questions, so we're getting close. Number 10. A con artist couple are newcomers to Mayberry, George and Melissa. Melissa claims that Barney has proposed to her. Where did George and Melissa live before they moved to Mayberry? Squirt. All right. All right. So the con artist couple are newcomers to Mayberry. Their names are George and Melissa. Melissa claims Barney proposed to her. Where did George and Melissa live before they moved to Mayberry? The answer is Savannah. They lived in Savannah. All right. I see folks getting it right over there. Good job. So I see Cody jumped on that first over in one of our chat rooms. Good job, Cody. And I see Jim Sherrill's obviously getting these correct. And her real name is Gladys. Yeah, that is true. Her real name was Gladys. Paul Mulick, our trivia expert who gives us trivia often, and I appreciate Paul for doing that. He said her real name was Gladys. That is right. All right. Squirt. Who are you calling a squirt? All right. Question number 11. I loved questions. All right. The annual Ladies League Musicale will be held in Mayberry this year. Barney believes he will be chosen to represent his town. However, Farmer Rafe Hollister is chosen. Who is the head of the Mayberry chapter of the Ladies League? Guys, I'm so terrible at these. I'm so terrible at trivia. All right, so the annual Ladies League Musicale will be held in Mayberry this year. Barney believes he'll be chosen to represent Mayberry. However, Farmer Rafe Hollister is chosen. Who is the head of the Mayberry chapter of the Ladies League? Oh my goodness. The answer for everybody, you can pause again if you can just pause it and try to think about it. But here's the answer. The answer is Mrs. Jeffries. Mrs. Jeffries was the head of the Mayberry chapter of the Ladies League. This is from season 3, episode number 20. Rafe Hollister sings. All right. Number 11. That was number 11. So here's number 12. Today, many of Mayberry's citizens will enjoy a town picnic. So today, many of Mayberry's citizens will enjoy a town picnic. Andy and Helen, Barney and Thelma Lou are going. Unfortunately, before the picnic, Barney mistakes the bank president and an examiner for the bank robbers. He doesn't want to go to the picnic because of possible ridicule. What dish did Helen prepare and bring to this picnic? So a lot of times the questions are pretty long because they got to set it up completely because there could be a conflict somewhere else. So he tries to be very specific so you know what episode it's coming from. All right, one last read and then I'll give you the answer. Today, many of Mayberry's citizens will be enjoying a town picnic. Why do I say pickup? A town picnic. Andy and Helen, Barney and Thelma Lou are all going. Unfortunately, before the picnic, Barney mistakes the bank president and an examiner for bank robbers and doesn't want to go to the picnic because of possible ridicule. What dish did Helen prepare and bring to this picnic? The answer is apple crumb pie. Oh my goodness. Jeff Thu got it in one chat room. I see Claudette Beeman got it in another one. And so anyway, there's several good job answers. This is from season 4, episode number 13, Barney and the Cave Rescue. If you guys aren't getting it, I'm not either, so don't feel too bad. I wouldn't have got that. I've known about 3. And I saw the answers recently. I still don't remember. All right, question number 13. Who did shy Mayberian Henry Gilly date for 16 years before he finally got the nerve to propose? Who did shy Mayberian Henry Gilly date for 16 years before he finally got the nerve to propose? Oh, my goodness. So do y'all know the name? The name, pause if you don't want to hear the answer. And I'm seeing folks get it in the chat rooms. The answer is Tyler Lee Vernon. Tyler Lee Vernon. That's from season 4, episode number 18. Prisoner of Love is the name of the episode. I know 100% I would not get that one correct. I would have not gotten it. So folks did. Folks are getting it in the chat rooms. Good job. Looks like Henry Bennett even got it. Good job, Henry Bennett. All right, number 14. Barney purchases a World War I motorcycle complete with a sidecar at the war surplus auction held in Mount Pilot. Who does Barney get to transfer the Mayberry insignia onto the sidecar? Okay, that's a good one. Barney purchased the motorcycle with a sidecar. We already knew about that, right? At the surplus auction held in Mount Pilot. Who does Barney get to transfer the Mayberry insignia onto the sidecar? The answer, and folks are getting it in our chat room. I'm impressed with our chat room. I'm not impressed with me because I didn't know this answer. The answer is Charlie Phelps. Charlie Phelps did it. He does good work. It's season 4, episode 16, Barney's Sidecar is the name of the episode. All right, 2 more questions. 2 more questions for you guys. Here we go. Question number 15. The carnival is in town, and Opie and Johnny Paul are trying to win prizes. What did Johnny Paul win at the ring toss? The carnival is in town, and Opie and Johnny Paul are trying to win prizes. What did Johnny Paul win at the ring toss? I don't remember what he won. All right, so the answer to what did Johnny Paul win at the ring toss is a baseball bat. He won a baseball bat. That's from season 5, episode number 31, Opie and the Carnival. All right, and our final question for the qualifying round. Final question. Here we go. Barney decides that Otis needs to be rehabilitated after he comes into town on a cow that he bought from Old Man Davis. What amount did Otis pay Davis for the cow? Barney decides Otis needs rehabilitation. He needs to be rehabilitated after he comes into town on a cow that he bought from Old Man Davis. What amount did Otis pay Davis for the cow? I knew it was a good buy. I remember stuff like that. I have no idea how much it was. Folks, the answer, again, pause if you don't want to hear it yet. You can think about it, but here's the answer. $20. $20, and good job in our chat room. Folks did get this. We got folks all over that one. That one was from season 5, episode number 18, The Rehabilitation of Otis. All right, so there you go. That is all that wraps up our trivia qualifying round from Mayberry Days 2025. All right, the way this works, there were 10 seats available for the final round. We have previous champions by default get a seat. And this particular year, we only had 4 previous champions. So there were 6 seats available from this qualifying round. And we filled them all. I think you had to have at least 12 right to be able to get on the seat. So how did you do? Out of 16, did you get 12? I know Janet Anderson, who's often in our chat rooms. I don't think she's here. She'll probably hear the podcast. I think she had 11, and she was one short. And as a matter of fact, it was worse than that. There were two people that tied with 12, and so they took the last two seats. Poor Janet. She was so close to qualifying and getting on the stage. But it was tough. That was very tough. Hey, I want to thank Kenneth Junkin, who does Otis, obviously, at the Mayberry events with us. He is the one. Let me get out of the way. I'm showing this on the screen, but I am in the way. Kenneth Junkin is from the Hearty Eating Men and Beautiful Delicate Women chapter of the Andy Griffith Show Rerun Watchers Club. He's the man who develops the questions and answers and tries to make sure they're all correct and are as exact as possible for all of the Mayberry Days Trivia, including the trivia qualifying round. So I want to thank Kenneth completely. He's the man. Matter of fact, he sent me these questions today because I somehow did not have a copy of the qualifying round questions. I do have the finals, which we will be playing over the next couple of weeks. So now you know what that is like. So you had to have gotten at least 12 of these right to be able to try to qualify to set on the stage and try to win. And I will say our winner was one of these qualifiers. So she won, and I'm very proud of her. Great job beating these amazing champions from the past. By the past, I mean last year and the year before or whatever. They're not like decrepit old champions here. But they are so good at this trivia, and I'm so bad. I'm so glad I get to host the trivia, the finals. It's what I host as the moderator for the finals, and we will play those in the next week or two here, next couple of weeks, because we'll play round 1, 10 questions, and then round 2, which is 10 questions and the final Mayberry question. And the way it works there, it's like Jeopardy, where all of them have buzzers. They buzz in and get a chance to win. So you not only have to hear the question, you have to buzz in first and then answer it correctly. And it's 100 points in the first round if you get it right, 100 points if you get it, a negative 100 if you miss it. And in the second round, it's 200 if you get it right and 200 if you miss. And then, of course, in the finals, you bet all your money, or not money, points, whatever you think you want to bet to try to finagle getting that championship. And it was a really, really close one this year. And it has been absolutely awesome. So Cody in our main chat room, he said he got 15 out of 16. That's really good. So he got 11 correct at Mayberry. So did you get 11, Cody? So was the number 11? Was that what the actual number was? I thought you had to get at least 12 to get on the stage. Or did you? Because you were on the stage. Cody's in our chat room, so I wanted to make sure I get that right. I thought the number was 12. So kind of if you could tell, yes, he said there were several that got 11. Okay, so Janet got 10 then. Okay, so I was given 10 Janet. So you had to get at least 11 to get on. Okay, so thank you, Cody, because I couldn't remember what the actual number was. I was thinking it was 11 was what she had. So 11 is what everybody had to get. So there you go. That makes you feel a little better if you didn't get very many right tonight or today, whenever you're listening. So if you got at least 11, you would have had a chance to get on stage. So he said, yeah, there were several people that got 11. So there was a tie at 11, and it worked out. It was the exact number we needed to be on stage. So there you go. So, all right, guys, how did you do? I mean, that's hard. You agree? Plus, we're playing here just on the podcast, listening, having fun, but there's pressure when you're sitting out in that audience and your time, because the way we do it is we'll read the question. And as soon as we read the question, when we finish, you've got 30 seconds to make your way to get in line to whisper to one of the judges your answer so that you can get a sticker or not. And so there's pressure involved in getting down there and giving your answer to the judge. So it's harder, I think, when you're under pressure than it is when you're just sitting in your living room or driving in your car, wherever you might be, listening or watching this podcast. So congratulations to everybody who got really more than 3 or 4 questions right, because these are pretty tough, right? They're pretty tough. We've had several of our big Mayberry fans that say the trivia that we do here on the podcast is often very difficult for them. And in my opinion, these trivia questions are harder than the ones I do at kind of at the end of the podcast every week. Of course, Paul Mulick has been throwing the heat in the last few weeks. He's been bringing some good questions. I was thinking as we were going through that, the question earlier about Barney and it being $6 a week, and what do you get? A good question would have been in a 4-week month, how much does Barney pay in rent? So you'd have to do math then. Not only would you have to know 6, you'd have to say 6 times 4 and you can get the answer, right? So I was thinking, wow, that would have been a good question. That's the kind of stuff Paul's been doing to us. So Paul, good job. I enjoy being challenged, even though I can't meet the challenge often. So guys, hey, I hope you enjoyed that. We're not going to do any regular trivia tonight, and we're not going to do more than we've already done because this is Thanksgiving week, and I know people have things that they want to get out and go do. So I won't keep you longer. We've already been about 30 minutes. I do want to thank everybody for staying around with me all these years. As I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, we're into our 18th year. Now, I've been podcasting for 17 years, and we're into our 18th year of podcasting, which is definitely one of the old men of podcasting. That is me. I still watch, like on YouTube. We have all these episodes are on YouTube. You can watch them on YouTube, or you can listen to them, obviously, on your phone. You can subscribe. I would appreciate you subscribe both on YouTube and an audio as well. If you listen to them in your car, you can listen to them on your phone and just subscribe, so you won't miss any of them. But one of the things that I don't understand, and not knocking anybody else's YouTube channels, but my YouTube videos usually get 300, 400 maybe views, and then I see other people that do Andy Griffith Show content. They're getting 24,000 views, and I'm going, what am I doing wrong? Maybe I'm just too in depth and people just don't stick around. Maybe that is what it is. So I do really appreciate you guys that stick around and visit with me, and we have a good time, hopefully talking and visiting. I want to thank everybody for their support, whether it's just showing up, watching the show, or donating to the show. I really do appreciate it. I am very thankful for all of that. So thank you guys for being here. I would love to hear from you. You can call me. You can call me at 256-513-9526. That information is on the Two Chairs No Waiting website. You just go there. You'll be able to see it. You can email me at floyd@imayberry.com, or you can just however you want to get in touch with me. I would love to hear from you. So, guys, have a great week. Have a lot of turkey and dressing, or ham and dressing, whatever your preference might be. And we will see you guys next time right here on Two Chairs.